Feels like as he filtered down, that message hasn't been put through.
It's certainly an interesting contrast going from watching all those tier 1 teams, or even, you know, SAG, and I maybe am not giving them a fair shake saying that they're outside the tier 1, but, you know, they are kind of like on that tier 1.5 right now. Although I don't know how it's changed since their new rosters and everything, and China hasn't exactly played a lot recently.
Yeah, not in the tier 1 scene at least.
Yeah, so, you know, it's certainly interesting to see how the play styles change from there, or the execution changes from there to here. Because I don't think we're hiding it. This Chinese region part of the group is not exactly, you know, your VGs or your RNGs, your IGs, your LGDs, or your newly formed rosters that I forget the name of.
It feels like when the skill level trickles down, the shot calling ability disappears more than the mechanical ability. I think it's fair to say. And not just from watching these games, but I think that's across all regions, I would say so. Because shot calling at a really high level is so difficult to do.
Yeah.
Like in it while you're playing in the game. It's easy for us to talk about it when we're casting. Like we have to give the players the respect, but I think shot calling is so hard. And if you guys have ever played, you know, 5-man Dota before, even in Battle Cup and things, it's so easy to make mistakes. Maybe not, like, when you're playing in this kind of competition, when there's casters and viewers and things, maybe there's more pressure on you, you know? But I would say there have been some really, you know, questionable calls today. So hopefully, no matter what happens this game, I'm hoping we get to see less mistakes. Because that's what, you know, we want to see the teams improving as the tournament goes on. Especially the Chinese teams, because like we've said, when the playoffs come round, I still feel like the Chinese teams are behind the SEA teams right now, in this tournament at least.
10 seconds remaining.
I really do agree. And we can kind of see it, you know?
And I like that EHOME Immortal go for this mag. It gives this Disruptor somebody to play with. This is what I was talking about. I don't know why they didn't pick it in the first phase, because I thought it would have been good then as well. So now you put the RP down, you drop the static still on top. Feels really good. And now I think also Void has a difficult time itemizing against Disruptor Magnus, because you want the BKB against Disruptor, but you want the status resistance against the mag. So he's now in a really difficult place. If I was him, I'd probably go SMY Satanic still, and then you just try and heal through the Static Storm with the Satanic. Because especially when you've got the Phoenix with the Sunray sat behind you for some sustain. So they need to be thinking about what they want as their position 5, I would assume, on Linger. Ooh, Lich.
Makes me think they're going to go Void Spirit again.
Well, the Lich is really good against Mag as well, because it stops a lot of the physical damage that comes through. Like, when they chrono somebody, if you... It's like a pseudo-save, in a way, because it stops a lot of the follow-up damage after the RP. And I think it's just a really strong laner as well, which I like. But yeah, then they pick the Beastmaster, and they're like, okay, we're going to put the Mag mid. Beastmaster's really good here, but again, it amps the SMY Satanic build on the Void. Like, the status resistance is so good, but I think the Beastmaster picks beyond that. It's the attack speed aura against the Egg is nice. It's a really good laner against the Lich as well, because obviously if it's just a hero, the Lich can just Nova them over and over again, right?
Yeah.
But if there's a boar as well, you don't really want to Nova the boar. And I think Beastmaster Rubik is a particularly difficult one to lane against.
Dire team back.
Ooh. I don't like it.
There's a lot of lockdown here and ways to stop this storm. I'm surprised. I'm very shocked that this is the pick.
It gives them clean initiation, though, onto the backline, which is nice. So, if the Void jumps somebody, the Storms jump somebody else at the same time. But I just think it's really greedy to play Void Storm. I don't mind it against Magnus, though. I think the lane's pretty good for Storm because he has high armor to work with as well. And you both just kind of push the lane out and farm the jungle. Like, the Magnus can't really punish the Storm in the laning stage, which is what Storm hates the most. Say there's like a Viper pick or something, right? Which he hates playing against. if you can get through this early game on the Storm, which he should be able to against the Mag, then he can like get to this Orchid timing relatively okay, I would say. But like you said, later on in the game, they don't have great catch, but they have lift, which is nice. But then there's RP raw static as well. I think the puck ban's pretty good. Because they could put the Mag 1 still and then pick the puck. But you have to assume EHOME and Mortal are probably going to pick a 1 now. So they need
10 seconds
some
remaining.
off-laner here, you would say, on Ling, unless they want to put the Phoenix 3 and pick a 4.
5 seconds remaining.
It's Tide's not in the pool. Mars, Legion are both gone. I actually think something like Axe is okay, you know?
We saw a lot of Axe bans in the
Thank you.
UCIS event. Necro. Interesting.
Oh, it's so greedy though. They're like all 3 lanes need farm.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't know their lane opponent either. I'd love to see them pick something like a gyrocopter here.
10 seconds remaining.
Because you can hit the egg as well, and with Flat Cannon it still hits everybody else. It lanes well against Necro. You hit this really good mid-game timing. I know you don't get the Empower effect, which is really sad. But mate, I think like there's going to be safer
You may
picks.
now select
Yeah,
your
wow.
heroes.
Wait, anti-mage. I love EHOME Immortals lineup.
It's okay. But they have the Void against the AM still. So like it's not a free AM game, but it's a good AM game.
Mm-hmm.
Both lineups are pretty greedy. But I think Linger's lineup especially.
I'm gonna go with EHOME Immortal.
Yeah, I think I am as well. I'm a believer in this Beastmaster. I think that's the big one for me. I will say that they don't have any save against the Reaper Scythe. So we can analyze it all we want, but all it takes is one bad engagement, which we've seen plenty of today. You know, where like somebody gets Reaper Scythe in a fight and then the game's just over, almost, right? So maybe somebody doesn't have buyback or whatever. Like, especially AM.
Yeah.
Like, AM's a lot of the damage on the EHOME Immortal side. In the mid game, yes, they have Magnus and whatever, but as the game goes on, you're going to be playing against 2 scaling cores in the Void and the Storm, and Necro scales pretty well as well.
Hello?
Hello?
All right, we're
Can you hear
good.
me?
That was interesting.
What happened?
My power just flickered.
Oh, are you still streaming?
Yeah, I'm still streaming, but like all my monitors shut off, my lights shut off. I still could hear you. I was like, I guess some of the power went out. That was so odd. Oh my god.
Oh my god, it's a ghost, B-Cop.
Don't say that.
Prepare for battle.
Oh my god.
Oh, that was I thought all was lost there. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the power in my area is kind of shaky like that after the storm we had a couple days ago. The storm spirit.
I'm going to disconnect.
Oh, you should. I was actually thinking of doing it. Excited for the chat.
They're doing
cringe
the
on
same
that.
thing, by the way, in this mid lane. They're smoking to get the ward down. So Storm gets this nice ward. And Mag has to be really careful here, because he's got... If he, like, disappears from here without the ward in his inventory, they're going to know where he's placed it.
30
Yeah, there you go.
seconds to battle.
They know exactly where it is. I mean, this is so good.
Could he have? Is there the guess where you drop the word say behind you right there?
Oh, you could do. Yeah, but
Fake
he
it.
doesn't know that they have vision, right? So
Yeah.
he's not going to do that because he doesn't realize. And he just passes over the sentry to the Storm on the lich. And he's like, yeah, you can just get that free D ward, buddy. And that's 2 games in a row that Linger have done that. That's really well played. Oh, Void Time walked up for the rune. Oh dear. He's going to take a lot of damage now.
Yep. Oh boy. On the wrong side of the map.
Gonna TP.
Jesus.
He takes a lot of right clicks though, and especially because he doesn't have a salve. Like, you're playing in a lane where regen is really important, Beastmaster Rubik. So they're gonna feel really good about that. Runes did go 2 for 2 though.
See how this lane goes over towards mid. Got the Storm against the Magnus, and I worry about this Storm, especially if the Anti-Mage has a good start. I mean,
Yeah, but at the same time, they have the Void to worry about the
yeah.
AM, right? So it's not. They shouldn't just be worried about
Ooh,
just
Necro. Ending up dead here. First blood. Disruptor back over. Will just survive and get the salve off.
Storm gets the D-Ward mid as well.
You didn't think you were gonna collect, did you?
Oh, be caught again.
Jesus. This lane's horrible for the Phoenix though. I've played this a few times, and it really feels bad. He's gonna get the D-Ward though on B, which is nice. That's a lot of gold for him.
He's still getting hit up pretty hard. He might just Oh,
He has a salve coming out on the courier though, at least.
again, so close though to dying. The aggression on him is immense. That's for sure. You're gonna look for 59, and one more shot on the Frost Shield will be enough.
Wow. I can't believe they're winning this lane up here though. I mean, they're not winning the lane, but they're getting a kill at least, I mean.
Yeah.
All 3 Radiant lanes doing well at the moment. They have a lot of denies between them.
gonna
The whole
kill
Radiant side
Necro
has
again.
14 denies.
They might just get Phoenix one more time. Does have Icarus time to get away, but B?
What's he doing?
Has been killed.
And
What?
okay. But he didn't need to take all that damage.
I don't know. He lagged. That's when you make a mistake in a game. You say to your team, hello, lag. You hear me?
Guys, am I still here?
Yeah, exactly. Phoenix manages to connect to the big camp, though, with the pull, which is nice. I mean, this Necro has 2 CS at 3 minutes into the game. Well, extra 50%. He's on 3 now.
Nicely done.
Dire structures are fortified.
Always nice to get some CS. It's getting a little bit low. Is it like, what does a Storm need in a game like this to just go off?
Well, getting a kill at 3.5 minutes into the game is really nice.
Yeah.
Oh, look, he gets one!
Yeah.
Wow. Wow, what sick analysis by me. He kind of needs to make the early rotations with an Orchid or so. Like, he just needs to be able to just chill out. Maybe he can like make a nice rotation at 6 or something with an active rune. And it is going to spawn top. That's really well played by the Rubik to come over and secure that one. It's really important when you play against certain mid heroes that you secure active runes.
Icarus dive over to kill off the Disruptor, but now that you've Icarus dove and a couple of right clicks, not going to do the damage, but you've sent the Necro and the Phoenix back. So open lane for the AM once again.
At least the lane's pushing in for the Dire side, so they don't lose out on a huge amount of XP, but Shiro's doing a really good job here on the AM of just free farming away, like keeping the lane under control, not letting it go into tower as well.
And they're going to get the Lich up towards the top. They have the telekinesis with the axes coming out. Void will try to trade, just needs one more hit with a bash and he'd get it, but now the time walk and they're not going to catch this Void, but they do lose the Storm over in the mid lane.
Look how close Storm is to level 6. That's so sad. If he has level 6 there, he doesn't die.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That should help. Dire's middle tower.
Much
is under
needed kill,
attack.
though. Storm was starting to have too much of a good time. And he's the only hero on the Radiant, on the Dire, sorry, that's having a really good time. Actually, I guess this Void's doing okay. If he can get a bash.
One more shot needed.
Oh, the boar slows, though.
It's the second time he's just gone out of the skin of his teeth.
Can the Storm come over for this? Surely.
He
Why
won't,
is it-
and now he just gets salved by
why?
the Magnus.
Dire are scanning.
Surely, maybe they're just not talking to each other. Yeah, they're gonna scan just in case. Storm potentially a little bit worried.
But he's backing up into the Radiant
Disruptor
jungle
might be in
to
trouble
maybe
there.
get this disruptor. But Storm? Alright, now finally goes over. There's the glimpse, and oh! Okay, he didn't survive. Fire Spirits just get him.
That's really good though, because it gets him closer to the bounty rune. Sorry, the active rune. I mean, that glimpse. So it ends up being pretty good for him in the end. AM just free farming away down in the bot lane though. Up to 19 denies.
Yeah, I'm leading at 34-19 and 2-0. And look at this AM too. Ooh, hold on, top. A little bit of a trade going on as Storm makes the rotation, kills the
mana, though.
Lich, and Phoenix dies now bottom.
Good at this.
Can they kill Planet? Just one bash? No.
This AM is having 2-3 of a time. He is.
What's this build going on right now?
What, his item build?
Yeah, double ring of regen,
Yeah,
ring
so
out.
this is something a lot of the Chinese players, especially the carries, sorry, have been doing. Where they go double ring of regen in the lane. It's on a lot of different heroes, like even Slark and TB and things. Especially because he's against the Necro this time, he just goes double ring of regen just to offset the harass he's going to get in lane. And then he'll eventually just sell them, but it's to help his laning stage, which has gone well, so it must be the rings.
Now, when you look so flashy on your fingers, it must be.
And then, like, I've seen some Spectres do it as well, where they get the Ring of Health ready for the Meteor Hammer, and then you have this double Ring of Regen Meteor Hammer. Double Ring of Regen Ring of Health, and they can't bully you out the lane anymore because you have so much health regen.
Void in trouble. Was RP used? Yeah, it was. Did he just time walk the RP? Primal Roar now gets used. Mana Void onto this Storm. They're gonna get both regardless.
Oh,
I'm not sure if
Yeah,
he caught that, but he time walked as the RP was coming in, basically avoiding it.
oh god. He has the skewer on Mag here as well. He might be able to keep going for this.
Under attack.
He's got another Shockwave in 2.
Yeah,
it's
not
gonna
worth
chill.
the risk.
I mean, the Necro's still level 5, right? And this is the big one. Like, look at the difference in XP between the Beastmaster and the
Dire's
Necro.
top tower is under attack.
There's a whole level. And this Necro and these side lanes have been an absolute disaster. And I'm going to go back to my point here that all 3 cores on the Dire side need farm. So if they have a bad laning stage, there's nobody making space except the Storm, who needs items to be able to do that. Like, he's trying to do things top, you saw, but he dies for it. And so I can only see this Radiant League going up, especially when they hit level 6 on the Disruptor.
So it looked decent at the start, but at the end of the day, just not enough. And Phoenix gets
Okay.
the kill on the Rubik. That's okay there for Linger, but you'll look at this net worth lead. Like, they're just constantly falling behind. Further and
That's
further.
a really good pick off though, because they registered that the AM's not farming bot anymore, so he must be in the jungle, which means one of the supports is going to come over and try and like take up the XP down in the bot lane, which is an easy kill, either the Disruptor or the Rubik. So I like that a lot. That's really good map reading. First time I've said that this tournament, I think about China. I've been so critical. Jesus.
Oh, yeah, but
Well played to them.
brutal honesty is the best, you know.
Yeah, but I feel like it's just as important to point out the good plays, you know? Mm-hmm. Lich is absolutely toast. Gets
Yeah.
a raw top.
Primal Roar comes out, easy kill there. Beastmaster,
Does he have Necro 1?
yeah, double Sage's Mask going into the Necro 1. Is this getting delivered? Yeah, okay.
Oh dear. Storm?
Electric Vortex, but they've got the Skewer. Now the Icarus Dive, they're going to keep going. RP gets used. Supernova comes down. Now
Oh
the
my
Static
God.
Storm right onto the Storm Spirit, Fade Bolt, and the kill. Reaper Scythe does finish off the Disruptor.
Dire's bottom
Icarus Dive once again. B. No way.
AM
Heroes
gets the
here.
last hit. Good stuff.
That's all we're supposed
Typical
to do.
carry contribution. But I mean, it's really good,
Dire's
obviously.
top tower.
God forbid
am
he
joking.
comes over and somebody else gets the last hit. You wouldn't hear the end of it.
Ping, ping, ping.
Oi,
Really well played.
why are you
really well
taking
played
last
by the-
hits?
Middle tower
I
is
didn't
under
mean
Oh my
to.
god, let me get the kill.
I didn't mean to. I
Which,
swear.
obviously, a lot of the time, you should be doing if it's a free kill. But if you're even unsure, slightly, 1%, doesn't matter. Just let anybody get it. It doesn't. It's fine, guys.
I think that's the thing that makes me the saltiest in pubs, is like that sentence right there. Why didn't you let me get the kill? I wanted to secure it. You know?
Radiant's middle
Feel like
tower
that's pretty
They might-
fair.
attack.
They might have had stick. You know?
Yeah.
It's great as a support player saying that as well, because it makes them so mad. Oh.
We're not sure what's behind him. A lot of good excuses on that one. And then the guy just says something in all chat, and I just go, all right, well, it's the last time I'll hope him with a kill.
Oh no, you're one of those.
It depends how late in the day it is. How many times I've lost that day. I can either go, it's okay, I'll let you get the next one, or, yeah, you know what? You gank by yourself next time.
This AM is so farmed, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Over
Almost
this
got the
void by
Battle Fury,
2K.
and it's 12 minutes into the game.
And he's got empowered.
Top tower is
Yeah,
under
that's why he's so farmed, though. The Mag and the AM have been doing a really good job of linking up together,
Yeah.
making sure that they get Empower onto the AM to help his farm speed.
Dire's
Yeah,
top
Shiro
tower
hasn't
is
exactly
under
been shy about leaving the lane.
Dire's structures are fortified. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Like, he's been very okay with, crossing paths with the Magnus to make sure that he gets an Empower to go back to farm. Paul laning all the way in. Find the Beastmaster. Not sure that's the one you want to go for.
Oh, the
Static
static
Storm
is
right
bad.
on the Storm Spirit. But the Chain Frost is really well placed. They'll still lose the Storm Spirit, but they get 2 for 1 so far. Stealing time dilation. Shockwave comes in. Fable thrown. Reaper
Whoa.
Scythe. That's early. And now
Oh,
they
the
use the
RP was about to
Chronosphere.
come.
Just in time. 7 Ethos. Skewer RP. Not really worth it. As it looks like he's still gonna die. That'll slow him up even more. And the time walk forward. Triple kill there for OCJJ.
Radiant's top tower is under
Alright. Beastmaster's gonna TP back in.
I actually think he can find a kill here because he's got Raw.
He does have the Primal Roar. Looks over at B, but now 4 heroes around him, and he may have TP'd into his own death. Time dilation, Sinister Gaze. Fable comes out. He's dead a second time.
That's real bad.
Radiant's top
They've
tower
got Glimpse
is
though
under
here,
attack.
but the Storm's coming back in again. They're just running at the team where the AM's not there. They're trying to punish the greed, which is fine, but every time the Storm dies, he's so salty. Because this hero is their tempo, right? He needs this Orchid as soon as he can before the AM gets Manta, so that they can actually kill him. But AM's already finished the Battle Fury at 13.5 minutes into the game, and is now already on the way to Manta before the Orchid's close to being done. He has one of the Oblivion staffs on the Storm. So he might get one gank on the AM with the
Radiant's
Orchid
middle
potentially,
tower is under
but it
attack.
won't be more than one. If at all.
Yeah. It's gonna be pretty slow. And it ultimately becomes pretty problematic, too.
Yeah. I like that Linga, they did play around their ults though, right?
Rubik.
Like, with the Reaper side.
Electric Vortex and one hit bash. Primal Roar comes in. Time dilation used, but you're just letting your storm
my
die.
He got absolutely melted there. This physical DPS that comes through with the Oral Glimpse.
And now they've caught the Void. If the Void dies, this is terrible. Oh no. Linger losing both their 1 and 2 for that.
And again, now Storm's definitely not going to get an Orchid onto the AM before he gets Manta. It's just not happening anymore.
It just ends up being horrible for them.
15-minute rune spawn as well.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Should be a 2 for 2, you would assume.
It seems like they've shut down everybody's game on Linger. Like, those kills have just been constant. Anti-Mage just been able to access this greed and just stay that way, you know?
Yeah. Like, if you look at the deaths on the Dire side, like you said, they're all spread out, but there's 5 on the Storm. He has 5 deaths in 15 minutes. on their least greedy core. And AM has the Yasha coming out now.
Middle tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
I don't know how you fight into the RP here.
Bottom tower is under attack.
I don't think the AM should be here. Yeah, I think like getting this tier 1's nice, but it's not needed.
Phoenix. Mana Void comes in, gets the kill.
Well, never mind. Free 225 gold. It's like
Yeah.
a big creep to him, really.
Radiant structures
Why not take
are
it?
fortified.
He can start pushing in mid lane, top lane, sorry, at the same time as team push mid now because there's no team fight from the Phoenix. But they have Chronosphere on the Void, but he needs to farm, and without the Phoenix, there's no point in him joining the fight until the Phoenix gets there.
Dire's top
They
tower
need to be
is
careful
under
here, though, on the
attack.
Radiant, because they're playing under vision, and they have no vision of their own. They've got the Hawk on the left, I think, somewhere, maybe?
Void's coming from behind. Wants to get in on this. They're pretty close together. And Chrono, perfect, but the telekinesis. And the stolen Chrono onto the Necro. I don't know if that's going to be enough, though. Static Storm is down. And they get the kill onto the Magnus, as well as the Beastmaster. Lose the Disruptor. Anti-Mage can't be out of the fight anymore. Or that'll
Oh,
happen.
why are they sticking around after taking the tier 1?
Radiant's
There's
middle tower is
absolutely
under
no
attack.
need. Yeah, maybe you get a skewer kill, but the risk reward is so high, and the reward is so low. It feels like that's a constant theme throughout this series. They all get wins, but then they stick around too long. They don't. They always try and overstay their welcome. And now this Void actually has a decent amount of farm.
And there's
Those
no
are the, like, the
reason
kills he's
to
been
let
getting.
him get that back.
Yeah, and remember, it's the Void against the AM matchup, so it's not AM favored. They have ways of killing AM in the late game because they have the big team fight advantage with the Chrono. And there's the Manta though. Storm picks up Orchid at exactly the same time.
Telekinesis on the Lich. Everybody's here. Get the kill. Anti-Mage continuing to farm while this is going down.
I think you just go into Roche here, while you know they don't have Chrono. Like, because you have the Beastmaster Aura and things and Necro 3, right? So it does die quickly. You have Empower as well. You're controlling the top half of the map already. Okay, they find the Storm though. Never mind.
Now you can definitely
Free
take
kill.
it.
Radiant's bottom tower
They might just
is
want to
under
take the
attack.
tier 2s though. Like, there's a free tier 2 top, I think, pretty much. So it depends which one they value more. And if you can get the tier 2 before the 20-minute mark, I think that's the one that is, you know,
Dire are
very valuable.
So there they go. They'll push top.
Yeah, and look at where the Hawk is as well behind the tower. So they'll see anybody that comes this way.
Dire's top
Yeah, they get the
tower
glyph at
is
least.
under
That's
attack.
something.
I'm surprised they didn't back in a Roche or anything. Could they go for just Roche? Anti-Mage just bottom regardless. It actually...
I mean, there's no pressure on them to have to do Roche, but I feel like they could have done it.
Yeah.
It's a little bit slow because they don't have a massive amount of damage right now, but
Void in trouble. Telekinesis,
No matter.
and he's dead.
does he not have stick on the... Oh, he doesn't have wand on the Void. Wow. I think when you're playing against AM, that's a necessity. In case he, like, but tries to burn all your mana, right?
Yeah.
Because that's your
Lightning,
get out of jail
Orchid.
free card.
Onto the
Stolen.
Disruptor. Disruptor survives, though. Orchid Burn won't be enough to get the kill onto this Storm Spirit. They
Stolen
steal
Chain
Chain Frost. Thrown back hits the Lich once. Guardian Greaves are used, and this should be a third. Fable the finishing blow. So now, glimpse in the
glimpse.
Static Storm Miracles time don't matter. Oh, no. B,
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
you know, dies very quickly. No sting in that burn.
Tower has fallen.
Like, why? But why is the Storm jumping the Disruptor there when he knows that the Rubik and the AM's nearby? Because they just killed the Void, right?
Is under attack.
Yeah. You have to
What's-
assume he's there.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe he thinks he can like get the kill quicker than he did, but that's not the case. And the Beastmaster's still playing top, remember, as well, so they could look to link up here. Yeah, they draw the line on the map. They want to connect to the void where their ward was a second ago.
Again, onto the Rubik, but what does that accomplish?
He's scared of the mag, because the mag had RP there and was about to try and go on the
There it
storm.
is, RP onto the Void. Void out of mana, Void in a lot of trouble. Primal Roar to follow it up. They still haven't killed him yet. Sinister Gaze locked in the AM. Telekinesis onto the Lich. They've got the Silence onto the Rubik. They'll get the kill. A little bit of overplaying their hand for the moment. Mana Void, not enough mana there. Finally has enough mana. Looks over at the Storm, and then you know he's dead. Supernova, though, as well as the Reaper Scythe, it's just enough to take out this Anti-Mage, and they're going to lose big numbers.
What is that?
Down goes the Beastmaster. Down goes the Magnus. Looks like a potential full team wipe here for the side of Linger, and here we go again. Potentially misplaying your hand, and Disruptor, he gets to tell the tale of...
I mean, this fight's really bad because
fight.
they go on the Void at the start, right? But the Frost Shield goes on the target, and this is exactly what I was saying before. The Lich is this pseudo-save, where as soon as somebody gets rawed or RP'd or whatever, you put the Frost Shield onto them, and like none of the damage comes through. Is it like 60% damage reduction? Yeah, it's next to... It feels like next to nothing. So like the AM is there, and he burns all his mana, but as soon as the Void gets to 0 mana, they don't do any damage anymore. I think you have to be choosing your targets better than that. Or at least, if you're going to RP there, wait for the rest of your team to be nearby so that they can get their damage off straight away rather than have to run over. So like some of the RP duration gets wasted. Oh, no. Nice blink on the Rubik to get out of the storm there. Mid, storm.
God. Static Storm, Kinetic Field, Sunray. They have the Telekinesis to follow up. They actually
Frost Shield,
stack
right?
it with the Primal Roar. So they lose Rubik, and they're going to lose Beastmaster. They're misplaying their hand again, but they're still going to kill the Storm.
He's really strong now on the AM, though. He's got Basher.
Disruptor on the run. Disruptor very dead.
I think he's a little bit worried about the Void here on the AM. Is the problem. He's strong, but again, it's that core-to-core matchup. The Void's still stronger. And they're going to go into Roche, actually. Oh, this is awful if they let this go for free. But the Beastmaster's up, so they not up, so they don't have any Hawks. Yeah, they know it's happening because they scanned in the pit.
Buyback comes in for the Disruptor. They smoke. I think one more fight in a row, game's even.
Yeah, 100%. They have the teamfight advantage. Disruptor just brought back, remember? So if they find him first, this is the best target.
Telekinesis.
He has no
Down the
static
back
for 5
lines.
seconds.
And ZZQ, he's just dead. 70 seconds gone. That's the one that's been really holding them back.
Oh, Sunray steal on the Rubik. Okay, this is insanely good. Because if you RP and get the Sunray on top, it does such a huge amount of damage. They're going to go for this. And I don't blame them.
Blink. RP, it's just on the Phoenix. Chain Frost comes in. Supernova used. Reaper Scythe out.
What?
What?
You can't do this without the AM. They didn't even use Chrono.
Game's even.
What are they expecting to happen here?
I'm going to just preface this now. I don't think I've seen a team with such an anti-mage lead lose it.
No. Oh, okay, well, Void's trying.
That'll certainly help. But Silence, Vortex, Manta, now Mana Void. Oh! Oh my.
He just zips and uses all his mana and orchids the AM. You can't kill him. There's a Manta. Like, what's he... I'm just losing my mind. Honestly, I know it sounds like I'm going insane, but I am. And now with that Abyss on the AM, they can actually kill the Void as well. They're not so reliant on just the mana drain anymore. like that aspect of it, because he can, and like especially if a support shows in a side lane, the aim can just solo kill the support. Apart from maybe the Phoenix who has dive, but even then,
Is under attack.
3K lead.
I think 3 is
Jesus.
so lucky he didn't die there in that bot lane on the storm. Yeah, this is the support kill that I'm talking about. Let's just dies.
Look at the graphs though.
It's madness.
Look at the win percentage graph.
Attack. Dire's
I don't think I'm
structures
ready
are
to.
Fortified. 50-50.
Really? It's that bad?
Dire's
Yeah, it's
top
gotten to
tower
50-50.
is under attack.
I think at one point it was like 90-10.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
I need to calm down.
Definitely.
Dire's top
Ooh.
tower is under
Shadowblade next for the Void. He's got Aegis, MKV,
Radiant's
Mask of
bottom tower
Madness.
is under attack.
Yeah, I think they just have to avoid fights on the while now for a while now on the Radiant. Just until this Aegis expires, because it's really difficult to kill the Void once, never mind twice.
Really need to
I-
calm it down. They have given back quite the advantage that they had.
I love that he's going for the Shadow Blade though. I think if you can build the Self Wedge against the AM, it helps the all the magic damage on the team, especially the Reaper Scythe, to be able to finish the AM off. Because he's the only hero they need to worry about right now.
Scanning.
Top telekinesis, Storm in a lot of trouble. Static Storm down, Primal Roar used, down goes 3 once again. And
I mean,
yeah.
Dire are
Raw
scanning.
technically not needed, but I think it's better to just secure the kill there and make sure.
Dire's
Oh,
bottom
100%.
tower is under attack.
There's no way you take risks.
It's an 80-second cooldown, really not that bad. Just use it,
Yeah,
secure it.
Fine. They stopped this game for Ags though, which could be huge this game. I find it interesting that Void's not getting status resistance at all though. He's relying on his Lich to be the one that saves him if they go on him.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, I think, what you have to do as a team. But it's still, you know, I'm surprised. Left.
Comes back on the Phoenix, back to base. RP used on
Okay.
the Necro, but nobody willing to follow up.
Never mind.
Uh,
I mean, to be fair, I like that. They have to recognize that because they get just the Necro there, it's not a good RP. They have to get out. Like, they need to catch more than one. So yeah, it looks really stupid that they did that, but that's better than the other fights they've done so far this game because they recognize it's not a good fight. Which doesn't seem to have happened very often this series. So they're learning.
you could put it that way, sure. RP, though, on cooldown for another minute and a half. So, there's also that. Anti-Mage up 10,000 over this Void.
Yeah, he's having a good time.
Massively farmed.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Void.
Radiant's top
Sentry's
tower is
down.
under attack.
Knows he's spotted. They've got the glimpse, but it won't bring him close enough.
They have Blink Lift on the Rubik if they really want to go, but Rubik doesn't want to waste his Blink for that.
Yeah, but now he's just going to get silenced instead. Primal Roar comes in onto the Storm Spirit. Now behind them, Shiro goes in with the Abyssal Blade out onto the Phoenix. They've used the
Right on
Chronosphere
the
that
AM.
locks up the Anti-Mage, but the BKB is there, so we'll blink out.
good
They've
fight for
lost the
Radiant.
Storm. They've lost the Lich. Back from the Storm. BKB popped. All the bashes coming in on a 7E. Down you go.
They got out. Why did the mag feel like he needed to go back in again, especially when the Storm's brought
Radiant's top
back?
tower is under attack.
You could just chill out. They used Egg, they used Chrono, they didn't get anything.
Radiant's
You've
top
just given
tower
them another kill for no reason.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So they need to make the most of this downtime now, though, on the Radiant side. They have to go in and find something with this.
Mysteries of the
Also, I also will say that mag going in would have been fine if the AM had Abyssal, because they can turn on the Void after he jumps in. But if he doesn't, his Abyssal was on cooldown. I checked. I think it was like 20 seconds still. So maybe it was a miscommunication. Maybe the mag thought he had the Abyssal up, so he turned around to try and go in. But if that's the case, you got to talk to each other better. Got to communicate better. He has BKB now on the AM. I don't know if you saw it. He used it in the fight.
Yeah.
Kept him alive.
Yeah, he used it right before he got chronoed.
Yeah, because if he doesn't BKB there, he probably gets Reaper Scythed afterwards, and then he takes even more damage, and he gets closer and closer. It looks like, yeah, they're going to smoke on the Radiant side. You have to do this while Chrono's down. This is the biggest window they've had all game, I think, or at least in a long time to actually make something happen. It's going to be about a minute window, but good scan.
Going forward, still find themselves a Necro. Silence on the Anti-Mage. BKB gets popped. They'll use the Abyssal Blade out onto the Phoenix. Now they've got themselves the RP onto both the Storm and the Void. They're both dead, gone. See you later, done and dusted. 3 for 1 so far. Potentially a 4th Necro on the run. Kinetic Field is placed perfectly. And they'll get NJ 4 for 1. Triple kill for Shiro.
7E with the Redemption arc on the RP.
Yep.
And there's no buyback on... I mean, they're going to force the buybacks if there are any. If they don't buy back, they're going to take probably 2 sets of racks here. Because top at the tier 2's gone as well. If they don't buy back, they might even look to take, you know, potentially taking the tier 3s. They know Storms is on cooldown because he used it before. But I think taking 2 sets of racks is 100% the safe play. Really good target selection though by everybody.
Right back to the Phoenix. What a move by Shiro.
I think the Rubik's been my really good player though this game. He's made some mistakes, yeah, but I think a lot of the things he's done has been really beneficial this game. But yeah, I mean, AM as well has had a fantastic game. But it's not over yet. 2 sets of racks doesn't mean anything.
Exactly.
Especially with how this gold graph's been over the last series.
14k lead. I think we're going to see it go back to even, of course, you know? As we've been seeing time and time again. Next Roche is the second?
Yeah. I think if they take the second Roche on the... Yeah, because the Void got it before, do you remember? Because the Magnus used it. Yeah, I don't want to remember what happened in that fight, but at the second Roche, if they can get that on the Radiant side, it feels really good. Because then you can kind of just secure your game by taking the last racks. Obviously, Aegis is really good against Chronosphere as well, because you can't Chrono twice. They're just trying to control around the pit at the moment with their vision, with the Hawks. Beastmaster has Blink as well now, so they have another way of opening fights. Not quite so reliant on the Rubik, who still has Chain Frost stolen for about another 2 minutes or so.
They're up inside the Dire jungle. But smoke here from the Dire, so let's see where they go. Fable came out, so they gotta know that they're right over there.
Dire's top barracks are under attack.
Actually like this positioning from 7E. Really like this positioning from the Magnus.
Yeah.
So
they're just covering all entrances to the jungle.
And that's Ags for the Disruptor.
Why did he...
Why did he Sunray?
Okay. He tried to summon to get vision of the courier, but you can't attack in Sunray. So... Yeah.
Thus stands my question. Why did he Sunray?
They're going to smoke again on the Dire side. On the Radiant side of them. But look at them just holding the high ground. They know exactly where they are.
Roche is up, Icarus Dive, and the Shiva's Abyssal Blade. Oh boy! Now they've got the Supernova down as well as the Static Storm in the Kinetic Field. They get the kill into the Void. He buys back immediately. Supernova about to pop. There it goes. Down goes Beastmaster. Dead for 70.
What
RP on the 3. See you later. They're going to grab it, but the Supernova from the Rubik. Oh my. Everything lining up. And like you said, Rubik's been the MVP. They get the kill into the Phoenix. They're looking for more. I said see you later, but they've only lost 2. They've got that glimpse onto this Faceless Void. They'll send them back. They get that kill into Shiro, though. Skewer hits the Storm. And they get that kill into the Disruptor. BKB's been popped. Shockwave just lands. Oh, wow. Void again trying to find a chronosphere or something. Actually, has been sent back after dying and buying back, so he hasn't used it yet.
Really good fight by the Radiant side, but again, it's this thing about it doesn't matter how far the AM is, they always have Reaper Scythe still. So they have a way of killing him off, which is really key. And now the Void's going to head back into the pit. They need to try and delay him as much as they can. This vision, they're trying to give vision of the, of him in the pit.
They have telekinesis annuals, like they should be able to pull it off.
This is really good play by the Rubik. They need to delay him, because now the Beastmaster's up as well, so the Void can't be in the pit anymore. He has time walk in 1 second. Like I think he's okay.
Solar Crest. Time walk. But there's the Yules, and there is the
cavalry,
kill. Oh, here comes the Magnus. Chrono, but two of your teammates are locked up. They buy back on the Rubik. Phoenix is going to TP into the outpost. Chain Frost bouncing around. They get the kill there onto the Beastmaster. They look over the mag. Skewer. Haste into the trees.
The throne!
Oh! There's just creeps on it. Jesus. I can't believe creeps are pushing in. I didn't even realize that.
I'm glad somebody pinged it on the map because I didn't even realize either.
I was there right with you. Wait, what? He just dusted. Did he dust just to get rid of a slot to pick up the gem?
Yeah, yes he did. That's what I do as well. Just get rid of it quicker. It's only like 45 gold or something if you sell it.
It's glittering.
But they are going to get a free Rocio, looks at, unless the Void can get over here really quickly.
He doesn't even have Chrono.
The Storm needs mana as well. He's got like half mana at the moment. He can't get to the pit. And they have just complete vision control around the area with this ward on the high ground. They have Hawks as well on the Radiant side. And that's really good for them.
Static Storm onto the Phoenix. Has Supernova. Won't be forced to use it. But now they don't have Static Storm, which has been huge for their team fight.
They just roared the Lincolns. But the Lincolns was on him for a long time before he roared.
Forbidden.
Things are getting tense, Peacock. Or a leveler for the mag, or the AM as well.
And a Minotaur Horn.
So if they ever get on these buildings now, yeah, I honestly think you give the Minotaur Horn to the Rubik.
All right,
maybe
so
the Beastmaster.
I'm gonna put this out there. You make fun of the way I say Scotty.
Minotaur Horn.
Yeah, there we go. You got it.
What's wrong with that? What did I say?
You say Minotaur Horn. Isn't it Minotaur?
I thought it was Minotaur. Maybe it's. I mean, I've always called it Minotaur.
Chat, 1 for Minotaur, 2 for Minotaur. I swear it's Minotaur. And then how do you say Scotty?
Scotty. You say Scotty, I say Scotty. You like emphasize the E at the end. AM.
AM forward.
Oh
70.
my god, my eyes.
Flashbangs. Coming into the B site. This is going to be interesting. If they could just get a flash out, push him out from the back of the site.
If AM goes and hits the buildings, and then Mag stands on top of him and just constantly does that, they don't know where the AM is. So, how do they ever kill him? Oh, the Storm missed the creep wave with his zip. Oh dear.
Creeps pushing in top. Icarus dive it. Oh, okay. I don't know if that's gonna work. Chronosphere comes in. Now they look over the anti-mage. Chain Frost bouncing around. Back over to the Rubik. They get the kill. He's there for 2 minutes. Guardian Grease, Static Storm right on top of the Storm Spirit. They get the first life out of the hands of the anti-mage. Now they look over the Magnus. Magnus moving forward. He does have RP. They get the kill to the Disruptor. He'll buy back immediately. Now Storm continuing to zip back and forth and all around. Mana Void. Oh, damage on all 3 of those heroes. The kill and the RP. Oh man, here comes 7E. They get the kill on to everybody. Buybacks come in from the Storm, Lich, and Necro. And Storm, just as quickly as he had mana, it's gone. Just like the base, the creeps are in. EHOME Immortal take the series.